Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Learning Royal. Today we'll be looking at problems 1 through 5 of the AMC 10A 2021. The first problem reads, what is the value of open parentheses 2 squared minus 2 close parentheses minus open parentheses 3 squared minus 3 close parentheses plus open parentheses 4 squared minus 4 close parentheses. So this is a simple PEMDAS problem. So this is our original expression in which we can see that there's three sets of parentheses, which the P stands for in PEMDAS. Now in each of these sets of parentheses, we have one exponent, which is the E in PEMDAS. So we can solve the exponents first. So 2 squared equals 4, 3 squared equals 9, and 4 squared equals 16. So here is a more simplified expression where we say 4 minus 2 minus 9 minus 3 plus 16 minus 4. Now that we have this, we can go on to the next step of PEMDAS, which is division and multiplication. Since there's no division and multiplication in this case, we can skip over that step, and now we can go into addition and subtraction. Notice that in each set of parentheses, there is a subtraction problem, so we can simplify that first in order to get 2 minus 6 plus 12. Now this is a simple expression we can solve from going from left to right. And 2 minus 6 equals negative 4, and negative 4 plus 12 equals 8. So the answer is D. Let's go on to problem 2. Problem 2 reads, Portia's high school has 3 times as many students as Laura's high school. The two high schools have a total of 2,600 students. How many students does Portia's high school have? So in this problem, we're given that Portia's high school has P amount of students, and Laura's high school has L amount of students. So we're denoting Portia's high school as P and Laura's high school as L. Okay, so now using the two given statements here, we're going to form two different equations. So first statement we're given is that Portia's high school has 3 times the amount of students in Laura's high school. So we can denote this as P equals 3L. So that is our first equation here. And the second statement reads that the two high schools have a total of 2,600 students. So simply adding P plus L will give us 2,600. Now this is a simple system of equations which you can solve. If you want to give it a try, you can. But let's go through that step by step. So in the second equation, we have P plus L equals 2,600. And from the first equation, we know that P equals 3L. So we can substitute P for 3L in the second equation, and we will get 3L plus L equals 2,600. So in this case, we can simplify this even further to 4L equals 2,600, and finally L equals 650. So this is the amount of students in Laura's high school. That means 650 students in Laura's high school, but we need to find out how many students are in Portia's high school. Now let's move on. So basically now we have Laura's high school. So P plus L equals 2,600, which we got from our second equation. Now we can just simplify that P plus 650 equals 2,600. And simply just solving this equation will give us P equals 2,600 minus 650, and P equals 1,950. That means that Portia's high school has 1,950 students, which is C. Now let's go on to problem 3. Problem 3 reads, the sum of two natural numbers is 17,402. One of the two numbers is divisible by 10. If the units digit of that number is erased, the other number is obtained. What is the difference of these two numbers? So reading the second sentence of this problem, we know that the first number is going to be divisible by 10, which means that the unit digit has to have a 0 in it. And this statement after that says if the unit digit of that number is erased, the other number is obtained. So basically what we're saying is the first number is 10 times as large as the second number. So we can set up a problem here. It says 4 blanks with a 0 in the units digit plus a 4-digit number equals 17,402. So now from this, we could easily solve for both the numbers since we know that the four digits are identical. Now we can start from the ones place, say that 0 plus blank equals 2. Now we know that 0 plus 2 equals 2, so we can substitute a 2 there. Now we know that the tens digit of the first number is going to be the same as the ones digit of the second number. So we can say that 20. So we have 20 in the first number and 2 in the second number. Now let's move on to the tens digit of the second number. 2 plus blank equals 0. So we know that 2 plus 8 equals 10. So we can basically regroup the extra one. And we can also say that 2 plus 8 equals 10. And then 8 is going to go in the hundreds place of the first number. So we have here that 8 is in the hundreds place and 8 is in the tens place of the second number. Now that we have that, let's go on to the hundreds digit of the second number. Now we have 1 carry forward and plus 8. And then we have a blank equals 4. So we have 1 plus 8, the 1 was regrouped, remember. 1 plus 8 equals 9, and 9 plus blank equals 4. So we know that 9 plus 5 equals 14. So we can say 9 is going to go in the hundreds place of the second number, and 9 is going to go in the thousands place of the first number. Sorry, 5. 5 will go in the hundreds place of the second number, and 5 will go in the thousands place of the first number. So we have that down. Now, all we have to figure out is the last digit. Now, remember we regrouped 1 from the hundreds place, so we have 1 plus 5 plus blank equals 7. So we know that 1 plus 5 equals 6, and 6 plus 1 equals 7, so we can just replace 1 in the remaining blank. Now we know the two numbers are 15,820 and 1,582. Now simply subtracting these will give us 14,238, which is letter D. Let's go on to problem number 4. A cart rolls down a hill, traveling 5 inches the first second and accelerating, so that during each successive 1-second time interval, it travels 7 inches more than during the previous 1-second interval. The cart takes 30 seconds to reach the bottom of the hill. How far in inches does it travel? So we can construct a sequence based on this. Now we know that this sequence is going to have 30 terms inside of it, and our first term is going to be 5. And the constant adding variable for this constant number we're going to add is 7, because it's going to travel 7 more inches more than the previous 1-second interval. So we get this sequence here: 5 plus 7 times 1, 5 plus 7 times 2, and so on until we reach 5 plus 7 times 29. Now you may be asking, where does the 29 come from? Aren't there 30 terms? However, notice that the first term is being added by 7 times 0. So you can say it's 5 plus 7 times 0, right? And 1 is going to start from the second term. So that's why we do 30 minus 1 for the last term, and that would give us 29. That's why 7 is being multiplied by 29 there. So we can simplify this as 5, 12, 19, all the way to 200. So that is our sequence here. Now, in order to, what we have to find is how far in inches does the cart roll down the hill. And in order to find that, we need to basically find the sum of all the terms in the sequence. And the formula for calculating this is the first number plus the last number divided by 2 times the number of terms is going to give you the sum of the terms, which we need to find in this case. So now you can see that 5 plus 208, so the first and last terms of the sequence divided by 2 times 30 will give us 3,195. Therefore, our answer is D, 3,195. On to the last problem of the day. The scores of a class with K is greater than 12 students has a mean of 8. The mean of a collection of 12 of these quiz scores is 14. what is the remaining quiz scores of what is the mean of the remaining quiz scores of terms of k? So in order to find the mean, we need to find the total of the data points divided by the number of data points. So in this case, we do not know the exact number of data points. Well, we do not need an exact number in order to find the answer for this problem. So let's start with total number of data points. So we know that the total of the entire class is going to be 8 times k, because in order to find the total number, you're basically saying mean times the number of data points. In this case, k is the number of data points, and 8 is the mean of the entire class. Okay, so that would be 8k. Now we also we want to find the remaining quiz scores of mean. So that means we have to subtract the amount of the total of the data points that we have already considered. So that means the mean of the collection of 12 of the quiz scores is 14. So basically we need to multiply 12 times 14, which will give us 168. So 168 is the sum of all the 12 students which we already found the mean of in the problem. So basically the total of the data points is going to be 8k minus 168. So we have 8k minus 168 as the total of the data points. Now to find the amount of students, we simply do k minus 12, since we have k students and we're subtracting 12 of their quiz scores. So since we already considered 12 students' quiz scores already. Now, based on that, we can say that 8k minus 168, all of over k minus 12, is the mean of the remaining quiz scores. Therefore, the answer is B. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.